Mic check, mic check, mic check.
Your tongue.
Mic check, mic check.
Okay,
Mic check on the 1, 2, on the way to third.
Mic
check, like I said, mic check.
This?
You can't miss it. Mic check, 1, 2 on the way to third. It's fly, taking off like birds.
Na 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 na. Da 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 bum 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 ba da ba da ba ba da bum. Ichiga baga buru du bishi ba. Etike shamalaka mahemashimi ba.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Hello.
I like how you just mixed it up, you know?
Yeah.
How are you a bartender today, man? You definitely mixing stuff up today.
Absolutely.
You mixed up some dope coffee. You mixed up that. Hey, I see you.
That's what I do.
Before we jump into all that, hey, Jose, sitting next to me, the mixer, the jigger. What else are you?
I feel so
wait, I'm introducing
good.
You. Whatever, we don't care about that. The mixer, the jigger, the nose picker. Money. This is episode number 45. We are a host of Corny Culture. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new, what do you do? Welcome to the crew.
And sitting across from me is Rhea.
Yeah.
Rhea, my bestie, my best friend,
Ooh,
Rhea.
That's what I'm talking. See, now I'm getting some love nowadays. See, we talked about zodiacs and different signs like that. Now, no, wait. You just feeling good. That's all it is.
Yeah. Yes, I am. But no, I literally, this morning he calls me up and he's like, hey, let's shoot a podcast today. And I was like, for sure. And I was like, wait a minute. I can bring in what I forgot to mention last episode. So if you did not hear the last episode
number 44, right?
Yes, episode number 44.
Zodiacs.
It's about zodiacs. And something that I realized that I didn't bring up was that, people say that two of the same zodiac signs cannot get
coexist.
along.
Right. Well,
and
we beg differ.
We're both Aries.
Absolutely.
And we both are great.
And
I'm
together.
hungry as heck.
Well, after this dope.
Oh my gosh.
After this dope episode, we can throw down on some. You know what I got a taste for?
What's that?
Dinga.
Dinga. Dinga. Dinga. Dinga. Dinga. And if you don't know what dinga is, it's the most amazing, special Mexican plate that you'll ever eat. It's actually tostadas of dinga. It's chipotle smothered chicken with sour cream and cheese and lettuce and
listen,
all this great stuff.
All this is new to me, right? So first of all, before I met her, I hated sour cream. I hated the texture of it.
And yogurt.
It's just
still
weird.
Does.
Yeah, still iffy. But the texture was terrible.
Yeah,
and she put me on game with the sour cream.
Mm-hmm.
This sour cream.
Now he can't eat anything without it.
Right. I'm eating a peanut butter jelly sandwich with
no, that's
Honduran
gross.
sour
That's
cream.
Gross.
But yeah, that sour cream is phenomenal.
We love the we love the Honduran sour cream.
Absolutely. The salsa verde, the green salsa.
He can't eat anything
without green salsa
either.
My bananas, green salsa. Spicy banana. It's better than what you eat.
What do I eat?
Tahini. That stuff is terrible. How do you do it? You eat.
I don't eat tahini on banana though. No,
but you eat it on fruit.
There are certain things. There are certain fruits like citrusy fruits. Yes, you can eat tahini on, but you cannot eat tahini on bananas. That's just gross.
You tried it.
You can eat chocolate on banana.
Mm-hmm. This coffee is fine. She made some coffee.
Yeah, we have our little.
She's
been
doing her
section.
thing. I don't know what's going on with her lately.
Can I tell you? Okay, so I went on Amazon and I was like, listen, I need to get me some new pillows and new pillowcases, and I also went ahead and got some new lights for the studio, which is amazing because we've been remodeling the entire studio. So I don't know if you can hear.
Phenomenal.
I don't know if you can hear the difference in our studio, but it's just a lot more professional, more than ever before. And
Absolutely.
we're working on bringing back the green screen, but that'll be later on because I don't know if you were on like the beginning of the route where you can find us on YouTube actually.
Absolutely.
But you can see what we had back then, but it looks completely different now, and I can't wait for you guys to see what we've done, remodeled, and even more so bring up the lights, the LED lights, which so excited
about
yeah
that.
So I went ahead and got those, but Anyway, I'm here to say I had an amazing last night's sleep. Yes, I hadn't slept like this in a long time either. And it's because I needed new pillows and new pillowcases. But hey, I got it now.
I'm very proud of you, man.
Yeah.
Something
also because I've been drinking a lot of water. I haven't drunk anything but water since January 1st of this year.
Shout out to you on that. That's actually a phenomenal dope
mission.
Mission.
If you want to either lose weight or maintain your weight, I suggest that you drink water because then you're not consuming your calories, which is phenomenal if you ask me.
Great. If you think about it, if you turn over the back of those beverages, some of these beverages have 300, 250, 120 calories.
500,
right.
That's calories.
A lot of calories,
It's a lot of calories that you're consuming on just liquefied beverages that don't even hydrate you.
Because I switched my diet. I've been drinking my calories, but I haven't been eating calories because it's kind of funny that you brought that up. I've been drinking my calories because, of course, I'm drinking coffee right now. That's fire.
Right.
I've been drinking my calories, and I've been eating my water, if that makes sense. I've been on a strict diet for the last month and a half now.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, only thing that I've been eating is anything that consists of water. Only thing I've been eating is cabbage, spinach
and chicken. Yeah.
Small doses of chicken salad.
I started this week.
And fruit.
To follow his diet, and when I tell you, it's so hard.
Yeah,
because I got tired of it.
What it is,
like in the middle of the week,
she forgot to get the big bag of salads. You have to get the salads, and because the salads allow you to throw in this mixture of not only fruit and not only eggs and not only whatever dressing that you desire. It allows you to switch it up until now you're like, okay, cool, I got a taste for it.
Can we have a salad tomorrow?
Bet, let's do it.
Okay.
All right. So, bouncing back from the previous episode about
zodiac signs.
I've heard that a lot too, and we did keep it PG as possible. And a lot of people use zodiac signs to
find out,
describe their
significant other.
That too, and they like to blame why they are quote unquote promiscuous on their zodiac signs. Nah, player, you ain't a freak because you're sign. You a freak because you a freak.
Yeah.
They're just keeping it 100, right?
Yeah. And also, to bring it off of what you said, also, you are definitely trying to match up your partner based off who they say that your zodiac signs is. I've heard a lot of people, I heard a lot of girls that have gone on dates and have been like, I mean, I'm a Taurus, so my zodiac sign says that Aries and I don't get along, so I'll never date an Aries.
Right. So you're pretty much going to miss out on your significant other.
Yeah, and I'm like,
let's not take it too serious, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a cool, unique thing to pick up characteristics.
Yeah.
And, analyze yourself, but as far as like finding your husband or your wife or your significant other through mythical astrology, let's not go that far.
Yeah.
Let's not do that. Let's not do it. Because it's all in your head.
You think about it over and over again.
You think about it over and over again. Because those signs bad. All right. And have you heard of this thing called, and we're totally going to butcher it on this episode, so it's called chakra? Have you chakra?
Chakra.
Yeah, chakra.
No.
Chakra symbols. Neither have I. Well, I've heard about it, but I don't know anything about it. And
what'd you hear?
It's 7 things that consist of the chakra.
Is this Hinduism?
One of those isms. And it talks about 7 of them. And I wanted to talk about that, but before we jump
Buddhism.
We're going to figure it all out.
Okay.
But before I talk,
I've studied Hinduism and Buddhism these past couple of months. And I think chakra has definitely came up on one of those, but I can't really think about which one it was. I know it's not Judaism, and I know it's not, of course, Christianity or Islamic, but I'm definitely sure it's in the Hindu Buddhism.
Hindu booty.
Which it's so crazy because I think that a lot of the things that Buddhists do I think that we can also include in the practices of just daily life, you know,
Absolutely.
because it's all about the mind in Buddhism. And I
this
really
is, let me stop you right there. That's a great. You actually led me into the point. The reason how all this came about. Remember, guys, we were talking about.
And then maybe chakra is Buddhism.
Yeah, it talks about all of that. It talks about mind, body, spirit. But the reason why it sparked my interest is because lately, you know, previous episodes when we get back from our break, we were just talking about alleviating the mind from any type of anxieties or worries or depressions or whatever the case may be.
Right.
And no matter what your belief system is, or if you don't have a belief system at all, you can always start with empowering yourself. And the only way happiness comes from self and
within.
Yeah, absolutely. So that goes back to the zodiac signs. And I was like, wow, okay, zodiac signs, we were able to find some enlightened things. And I've been studying of recently Taoism. Tao. Tao. And it talks about the yin and the yang. And with Taoism, it's pretty unique because
that's crazy. Why haven't you told me all of these things? Okay, continue. Because
I've
been studying Buddhism.
I see, this is the perfect time to talk about.
Yeah.
So Taoism. So with the thing with Taoism, and it goes back to the previous episode, actually, episode number 43, when we were talking about flow. All of these things were coming from the mind state of Taoism. And then, you know, I was like, okay, Taoism. It talks about flow, you know, like, and it talks about the state of mind and allowing things to just happen for themselves. And pretty much letting go. Right. And not adding any resistance. And that led me to, of course, what we talked about the previous episode in chakras, if I'm pronouncing that the correct way. But I wanted to talk more about it. But go ahead and tell me a little bit about Buddhism, what you have learned about it thus far.
Yeah, well, first of all, shout out to my mentor and my professor, Dr. Sims, because she's actually been the one that's been teaching me a lot about Hinduism and Buddhism. Right. And one of the things that I realized and I really liked about let me tell you the differences about Hinduism and Buddhism, which I was confused a little bit about the, what is it, chakra? Yeah. And, so, you know, because...
okay, just to input, chakras are a part of...
Chakras. Correct. Chakras!
It talks about
chakras.
The body, yeah.
Chakras.
The alignment of the body.
And they're... Oh.
Yeah.
They're not chantings?
No.
Okay.
You've been watching Ice Age. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, never mind then. All right, so Hinduism is actually the belief which is more than likely around India, and Hindus believe that there are many gods, so they're a polytheistic religion. And they believe that there are many gods, like the sun gods and the elephant god and a lot of things, right? And basically, they all do the chantings and the religious practices around their times and their areas. Right. But Buddhism, on the other hand, Buddhism actually focuses a lot on the mind, and that's where monks come in.
Yeah, I agree with it. I do agree with the mind.
I do agree with that, too.
The mind empowerment. However, the only thing that I disagree about...
They don't believe in anything higher. They don't believe in a god.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
they believe in Buddha.
Outside of that, you have to be a part of the world as well. You know, it's great and it's beautiful to have all this mental empowerment and all of these beautiful ideas that you can see how the world can get better. But if you're not putting any of those actions into play, it's like you're sitting on treasure and you're taking it with you. I think you should share it. However, let's go back to the chakras. A unique thing about what I was learning about it.
Honestly, you know, let me pitch in. Well, actually, Buddhists, they actually have a lot of Buddhas, a lot of monks that are, you know, they've done the thing, they've done the sacrifices and the regima to become a Buddha, and they've actually transformed a lot of the societies that we see now today. Because I don't know if you've seen... Because they did put it in play, you know.
I think with us, I think we just thought it was cool. That's just what Americans do. We thought it was cool and we adapted it. I don't think they did.
It's not.
I don't think they
not
had
in
anything
America.
to do with it. But I mean,
I don't know if you've ever heard of Tibet. Have you heard of Tibet?
But I mean, like the world. You know what I mean? Like.
And the Dalai Lama.
The world. You know, I'm not talking about places that you care about. You know what I mean? Pretty much the world. It's just like we are big on. We're fortunate.
You know what? Something that is very like in high school, they implemented this in me. They said, think globally but act locally. And I think that's something that they implement as well. You know, they think globally, but they act locally. Like, they got to start somewhere.
Well, the thing is, my thing is, they're all about, okay, I've never seen,
the Dalai Lama here in the United States?
No. We're taking it all out of that.
Okay.
I'm talking about period. The thing is, America is known for its ability to welcome any, every, and all people to a better lifestyle. You know what I mean? And
America is known for every religion.
Absolutely. And whatever culture that you come from, America,
they don't
discriminate. So with that being said, I'm not saying that any other race or not race, any other belief discriminates. However, it's not. It's something that you have to want for yourself. Like, I can't go over there and say, this is what I would like to practice. They're probably not going to welcome me in. Because they're going to hit me with you don't know anything about this little
right. If you go to China or if you go
exactly,
if you go to any of the places
it's not about they
are strict on their religion,
right? So that contradicts
India.
That kind of eliminates them from the state of mind of you start locally, then you could go globally. Well, if I can't, if I can't
implement,
if I can't help enhance what you have just as much you can help enhance what I have, then it's not really a good thing for me and you. You know what I mean?
I also thought about something that you said too. Like, if I can't think globally because I can only act locally, right. And all of these other places are strict on their religion, how in the world am I going to be able to help the globally ones?
Exactly.
Like how in China you can't practice Christianity because it's pretty much prohibited. Absolutely. Exactly. And they put you in jail. Yeah. And people are afraid to read the Bible in China. And here we are. I don't know. No, I'm pretty sure everybody has heard of the coronavirus. And here we are in the States, and we're praying because that's what we believe is beneficial for the world, but of course in China we can't implement praying.
Well, without going all the way into religion, let's jump back on the topic of chakras. And the chakras talks about, in the English name, base century, when it talks about base of the spine, sex century, between the base of the spine and the navel, solar plexus century, when it talks about just above the navel, heart century, the chest region, throat century, the throat, of course, Christ century of the third eye, it talks about the forehead, the crown century, and it talks about above the head. And I'm unfamiliar with all of these different things. However, when we were just talking about going back and forth with different things about, in a nutshell, it's important to have a strong mind.
And that's what the yogas are about too.
It's important to have a very strong mind. No matter what it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you're going through, in order for you to get through whatever you're going through, you have to have a strong mind. And so what stood out to me about this different thing, you would hear it all the time, but you're just unfamiliar with it. And it says that the chakras are the concentrated energies, centers of the body. The chakras are spinning wheels of energy light. So it pretty much talks about that these are sources of energies that our body creates naturally. And I think that's pretty dope. I
think our bodies create.
Absolutely. And I agree with that wholeheartedly, that we have the ability to create unique powers. And it goes back to what we were talking about, the zodiac signs. If we create a certain power of impulsive behavior, and if we can create a certain power of what else, what were some of the other topics that were impulsive behavior, independency, stubbornness, like all of these are powers that we can create, whether they're negative,
powerful.
Absolutely, very powerful.
I mean, you have a lot of things that you bring into play when you're thinking, okay, well, I'm this zodiac sign, so that means that I have the power to create these things, or I'm very powerful in these different things.
Or would it be we give those zodiac signs power by saying, I'm this, and this is why I'm this way? So do we give it more power than it deserves?
I think we give them more power than they give us.
Absolutely. I like that. And we were talking about Taoism just a second ago, and by definition, it's pretty much talks about the principle of underlining the universe, combining within itself and the principles of the yin and the yang, signifying the way or the code of or behavior, that the harmony is natural and in order. And pretty much, Taoism has this state of mind of just saying, whatever happens. Not in a nonchalant type of way, but however, I'm going to deliver my part. And whatever happens from the best of my abilities that I produce,
that's what's meant to happen.
And I want to talk about that because I struggled with that. I gave my all in a lot of things. And sometimes I might not be appreciative of what's going on with the actual outcome. So how do you think we should deal with it?
Well, I think that one of the things that we struggle most is because we don't give ourselves enough credit that our tongues are powerful and what we believe in. You know how, let me bring in dreams, for example. So you know how we saw that movie of the little boy and whatever he dreamt actually happened for real?
Are you talking about...
And so he kept himself awake because he...
Are you talking about... Yeah.
His mother died of cancer.
Yeah, that's the movie called...
Before I Wake.
Yeah, Before I Wake. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember.
And that little boy believed that his dreams were that powerful that he had to stay awake because if he fell asleep, these things actually happened.
Would manifest
themselves. So he gave himself that power that his dreams would come to life.
Right.
Why can't we do the same?
I mean,
in a way that we're like, man, these are my dreams. I dream of one day being successful and owning my own company, being or maybe
let's start off
whatever.
On a smaller scale. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be a company. Let's just see. That's the thing. I think we get so caught up in the end goal that we get discouraged along the way. Let's start with the smaller, and myself included, that we would get so caught up and overwhelmed with, okay, this is what I gotta have, and we would disregard the little small steps that we're taking towards it because we are so driven. And I'm talking about myself. I would get so consumed with the end goal that I would lose sight of the goals right in front of me or the accomplishment that I was, no matter how small they are. Mm-hmm. If you did something better than you did yesterday, I think we should start,
praising,
taking notice to it. You know what I mean? Appreciating that little small growth. And because it's just like when we plant something. We don't actually know how the plant metamorphs under the ground, but every little step that plant takes in order to fight through that dirt and to make its, breaking surface moment.
I saw this amazing thing that said, I was planted, but because nothing happened, the little seed that was planted thought that it was dead.
Right.
Until it was sprouting. And then I was like, oh, no, just kidding. I'm back to life. Yeah, and I think that we plant things and we believe that they're dead after we plant them.
But in order for you to plant anything, once you plant it, you have to water it.
You have to water it daily.
You have to water it daily.
If not, then it's definitely going to die.
The beautiful thing about watering it daily, however, we can overwater things and kill it. So that's the mindset. If we overthink things, we can kill it. And I'm a person that overthinks all the time. We were just talking about it in Zodiac. I'm very indecisive, and I'm an overthinker. So, and that's what I was getting from.
And I'm very anxious.
Absolutely.
I'm very sensitive to where if I overthink too, it kills me.
All of that is
that anxiety takes over. So that's what I mean. Sensitive can be great, but it can also be a negative.
Absolutely. That goes back to Taoism. When we were talking about Taoism just a second ago, where it talks about Taoism is just like letting things flow. However, by me overwatering this plant is not going to make it grow any faster. And that's by me overthinking this situation or process, it's not going to make it, it's not going to fix it any faster. It just has to I have to allow it to, metamorph into what it is that it's supposed to happen. So it's the same thing for you. We just got to chill and let everything grow and let everything
So you
flow.
believe in Taoism?
Taoism? Mm-hmm. Do I believe in it? No, I believe that
they're right in some way.
They have simplified principles it's interesting to take a different perspective and say, okay, yeah. Well, what I do I don't believe in I agree in it. You know what I mean? I agree with allowing things to flow. And we hear it all the time, but you have to tell yourself, I just allow things to flow. You know, the only thing we can do is put our best foot forward. And if somebody step on your toe, then, you know, they got some big feet. And you step on my toes a lot.
Tell me more about Chakras, because I'm really interested, because I heard you, but I didn't hear you.
Okay. Yeah, you do that a lot. All right. So. And
I'm pretty sure everybody's like, yeah, I heard him too, but I didn't hear him.
I ain't hear him either. He just read through it.
Well, what are Chakras? I mean.
Okay. All right. Well.
Can I read?
Yeah, absolutely. If I can find something.
You said something about the third eye. Ooh, third eye.
So go ahead.
What do you think that means when people have a third eye?
What do you
what do you think that?
I always thought you had a pimple in the middle of your forehead.
No, not that. For Hindus.
No. Take all beliefs and rules.
Okay.
Those things don't exist right now.
Okay. What exists?
Only thing that exists is self. No religion, because that's too big of a brush.
Okay.
We're only talking about everybody as an individual. So let's take religion out. Let's take beliefs out. Let's take practices out. Let's just put everything in the air and let's just pull from it and gather what works for us, and then we'll have a masterpiece in the end. All right. Before we even get into the actual cold hard facts about anything,
I wasn't even talking about the third eye on your forehead. I was talking about an eye, just period, on like a necklace or a ring or like a bracelet. Well, what do you think that signifies?
Well, that's all subjective, because it depends on who bought it. You know, a lot of people just buy stuff just to buy it. So, but before we go to the third eye on the forehead, what do you know about it, or what have you heard about it coming up?
I may completely bombard it, but
no, it's you. It's subjective.
But
what
I
do
think
you know about it. You know, and
what I know about it is that,
and then the internet doesn't mean it's right. You know,
what I know about it is that when people wear the third eye on their forehead, it means that they're like fully I think it means that they're fully in practice.
What does it mean to you? We're not worried about the next person. What does it mean to you? Like, yeah. So
nothing.
In a nutshell. No.
I don't wear nothing.
Right.
To me, it just means that they're a culture.
No.
Everyone who has a third eye is a culture.
No,
I think
no, that's what I'm saying. We taking all that out. So let's say all of us have a third eye on right now.
Okay.
All of us. So you are now a participant of wearing a third eye.
I think I'm wise.
Okay. Wisdom. So you get wisdom from it.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So that's what I mean. Like, let's simplify everything. Like, break everything down to
I think I'm wise because I got a third eye.
Well, I got glasses. I got 4 eyes. I'm wiser.
Then I got freaking 5.
No, you ain't say glasses. Whatever.
And I got contacts.
Whatever. I can't see them, so they don't count. But I agree with that wisdom. What I would get from it is I would say, in my opinion, without even going into depth about of course, the definition, I would say you can see inwardly. You know what I mean? Like, you can really see within yourself. And I think, matter of fact, that's pretty much what the chakras are talking about. Let's just stay right there for a second. Pretty much seeing within yourself. You know? What?
You didn't find anything?
I mean, it's just a whole bunch of words I can't pronounce.
Oh. Let's see. I'll try.
I know you can't pronounce.
You don't know that.
I know you can't. but no, I'm gonna get to that. The entire thing about the chakras, it wasn't what I thought it was. It was more so talking about different things pertaining to. I thought it was more so talking more kind of like the zodiac signs, but hey, I'm sure everybody doesn't know what it's about. So I'm trying to find something legit. Everything is not verified. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I don't want to just rant about something that isn't accurate. But okay, looking inward, that's what I would say the third eye is.
I think that we all need something to kind of like bring us into the moment, like take us.
I'm glad you said that. That's what Taoism all about. Living in the present.
Live in the presence.
Letting things flow. Mm-hmm. Living in the present. And Taoism, I agree with that wholeheartedly because
I don't. I'll be doing something, and I'm thinking about the next thing that I should be doing.
I do that
all the time.
You know what I did?
All the freaking time.
You know what I realized? Like when I'm in the shower, I'll be thinking about what I got to do.
Heck
so guess what I started doing? I just said, let me just do what I got to do and stop taking a shower because I'm not even enjoying the shower. I'm dead serious.
I know you did.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, if I'm in the shower and I'm thinking about, man, I got to do this. I got to do this before work. I got to do this before work. Why would I just waste that good water? I'm just going to be like, you know what? I can't focus. I'm just going to skip this and do what I got to do. No, for real, because it's very difficult for me to live in the moment.
It's difficult for me as well because, okay, so I have a really big event coming soon, and all I'm thinking about oftentimes is, do I have this for the event? You know, am I prepared for the event? Am I this for the event? You know, and I'm like, I find myself being anxious for that moment. Right. And I'm like, hold up. I'm at work. You know, I should be helping people that need me right now.
Right.
And oftentimes, because I don't focus, I lose sight of my hours. Like, time flies.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, whoa, when did that happen? Like, it's 7 already.
Right. And if we're not careful, we become part of everyone and says, man, these years are flying.
Yeah. And then so now you're 40 and you're like, I was just
39.
Where have these where have these last 20 years been? Like, what have I done with these last 20 years?
If we think about it, there are still 24 hours in a day.
1 year is very, very long.
365, absolutely.
And I realized that when I was on my weight loss journey.
Absolutely.
Because I lost weight in a year and I maintained it.
You fast from anything, you'll realize how long something is, especially something that you want to get back to.
And an example for that is when you're working out and you're in pain, but you have 30 seconds left. You're in pain, all right? Absolutely, you can't take it. Absolutely. And you're looking at the seconds and you're like, oh my gosh, I still have 29 seconds left, you know? Right. And you're like, oh, 25.
Or when you're
hungry. They're the longest.
When you're hungry, you got 37 seconds on the microwave left. You like, man, look here, I'm finna fall out. You go outside, you take the meal, you come back, it's 35 seconds. You like, man, I'm finna fall out. You go to sleep, you wake up, it's 29. So you like, look here, I'm finna die. You know what I mean?
Exactly how, you know, it's all when we really are in the moment, right? Because we're in the moment when we're working out, or when we're feeling pain.
Absolutely,
we're in the moment.
Absolutely,
we're in the moment when you are feeling if somebody or cuts you, or you cut yourself, or you when you stub your toe, you stub your toe,
you in a moment.
You're in the moment when you stub. You can't think about anything else. But
you ready to fight the pastor?
What'd you find?
I found something. What are chakras? And I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna let you go in.
Okay.
And it says just pretty much one word that stood out to me. And it says the chakras are 7 energy centers in your body that affects the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. When you begin to work on your chakras, your energy begins to flow upwards. I love that word flow. But this is what stood out to me. Many people's chakras are not balanced. They often are blocked, overactive, or inactive, resulting in confusion, depression, imbalance, and low energy. Boy, we got to release our chakras. So look here, people. Cause it's all in our head. We gotta release these chakras today. We gotta release these chakras today. Because they so blocked. Cause it's all in our head.
We love that because, hey, you can use that song for anything.
Everything, absolutely. And then it says, by awakening the chakras through special techniques such as activation sounds, breathing techniques, yoga postures, and other methods,
I told you, it was in the yogas.
In the right direction, beginning your positivity, peace, clarity, high energy, balance.
Bro.
No, it's not in yoga. It's not in yoga. You can't.
No, it's not in the yoga.
See, that's the thing about chakras.
It has something to do with the yogas.
No, it doesn't. So you got to look at it like this. Chakras is pretty much saying.
No, you don't have to practice yogas to release your chakras.
Chakras is pretty much saying that.
But I'm saying I think it has something like chakras, I read something on that line.
Listen.
No, a lot of people do yogas to lose weight. No. A lot of people do yogas.
The thing about chakras.
Practice yogas.
Chakra activation. Well, we have to realize that nothing can activate those except for self.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that it talks about. So if we give too much glory or praise, then that's alleviating you from the ability to. And
if you ever miss a day, from doing that, then you feel horrible.
Absolutely.
And you're like all of a sudden in a mood of.
So people, remember, if you are feeling confusion, which I have, a smidget of depression, which depression is such a dark word, and I think it's demonized. I think what I would say, like depression is like anxiety, discouragement. I don't mean like depression. When you hear depression, it's so demonized. Like, oh, that person is suicidal. Depression is not necessarily suicidal. You know what I mean? I think that's just like a very low point in your life.
I feel like everybody
can
goes
bounce back
through a little bit of depression.
Absolutely. But that's the thing. When you demonize depression, people begin to say, okay, that person's suicidal.
Yeah.
You got to watch out for them.
Yeah.
I'm worried about them. No, everybody has experienced a very low point.
Right.
And by definition, that's a form of depression.
Because, unfortunately, life isn't about just being at a high point of your life every single day. You can even experience a little bit of that depression throughout a day.
Absolutely.
When you're having a really great day, and then all of a sudden the bartender got your order wrong.
Listen, people. First of all, okay, let's go through that little list one more time where it talks about yoga. What else did it say? Yoga. That you wasn't listening as usual. How you right next to me and you wasn't listening?
No, I was listening.
No, but for real.
I just forgot.
Breathing techniques, activation sounds, yoga postures, and other methods begin to release the energy. So it doesn't.
I'm not gonna lie though.
It doesn't say drinking
or drugs.
It
has nothing to do with enticement.
If you would like to do those things, but that will not release. That will temporarily.
You know why? You know why? Because you're not in the moment when you're doing these things.
No, absolutely.
Because you are.
You know why you're drinking? You're drinking to feel that thing.
Feel
the liquor. And so you're not in the moment.
And you can't think clearly. You can't focus.
No. So.
So it's an enticement that you need to get. You can't release your chakra when you aren't yourself, basically.
Absolutely.
If you're not yourself, you can't release the chakra. And you can't say, oh, well, I'm the best of myself when I'm drinking. No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're a different kind of yourself.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And
because yourself is when you're completely sober and you're completely present.
And so people, this is how you know if you need to release your chakras. And if you feel like you need to, K Money over here got a few little ideas.
So let me tell you, this is what I'm reading right here. It says, is this you? Oops.
Who? There it is. Come on now. Who? There it is.
So you're overwhelmed with all these commercialized techniques. So activate the chakras. And you don't know where to start. And we don't know where to start either.
No, absolutely. So that's why we're going through the journey together.
So the information you have found seems to lack the right teachings, guidance, and most importantly, the fundamental spiritual dimensions. Oh, dimensions. That's crazy. So you tried practicing activation techniques, but nothing in your life seems to change. You know deep down there's so much more to chakras, but you cannot seem to find it. So you want to improve your health, increase your energy, and heal yourself, but you don't know how. Not feeling the benefits of chakra awakening? So let's go into what are chakras? So chakras are the 7 energies centers.
I just read
like
that.
you said.
Moving on. Oh my god. You are right next to me. You're not listening.
What did you want me to bring in?
What you just said. Everything that you just read. And you said you're about to read the exact same thing that I just read. You are terrible.
So you don't know. We don't know.
Look, let's go over the names. I want you to try to pronounce these names. I want you to slaughter. Look here, people. Y'all ready to laugh? I'll try the first one.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead.
You know how Wikipedia kind of helps you pronounce it? So we're going to try that. Well, we'll just call this moolah. Moolah means root, and the root chakra is one of the 7 primary chakras according to Hindu. So you were right. Well, no, you said Buddhism. So Hinduism. So chakras are pertaining to Hinduism. And its symbol is by a lotus with 4 petals.
Lotus, the lotus flower.
And it's colored red. However, okay, but I want to know what this one consists of. You are so funny. The fact that you was about to read exactly. It just says that the root chakra is one of the 7 primaries. So, okay, we'll just move on. We'll go ahead and name all of them, and then we will talk about what they do, all right? So, this one's called the moolah. I want you to pronounce the second one. Yeah, miss. Oh, yeah, I can pronounce that. Now, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, and
Go
the
ahead.
second one is
might want to just spell it. Go ahead.
The Shadvistana.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. That's good. I'm actually proud of you. But I'm sure the S probably is silent.
The Vashistana.
Yeah.
The Vashistana.
Yeah,
Vashistana.
Vashtishana.
Vadishtana.
Yeah.
Vadishtana. I think that's it.
Feliz
Vadishtana.
Navidad.
Vadishtana.
I
I think it's Vadishtana.
Vadishtana.
Ain't it?
And this, we'll just call it this is the sacral chakra, which is the chakra, which is the second primary chakra according to Hindu. But it's not really saying, this one says this chakra is said to be blocked by fear, especially the fear of death.
Ooh.
That's pretty deep. Again, people, for the people in the back, in a way in the back, this chakra is said to be blocked by fear, especially the fear of death. That's pretty scary. So,
Chakra.
Chakra. Shaba. So this one right here is the Manipura. And this one is
Manipura.
And this one is, quote unquote, pretty awesome. Because this one is often, it's like a
You don't know.
a lustrous gem, translated as a city of jewels. So I guess people misinterpret it for a jewel. So, and this one is discover the physical and mental signs of block energy in the Manipura and how you. Well, so this one is pretty much talking about the physical and the mental. So this is a 2-for-1er. I think we need to work on this Manipura if we're pronouncing it right. So moving right along.
And the next one is Anahata. So Anahata is the heart of chakra, and it's the fourth primary chakra according to the Hindu yogic, and it means the unhurt. Ooh. I like that.
Let's stay there for a second. The unhurt. So people, in order to alleviate yourself from hurt, you have to be unhurtable. How does that sound? Did that make any sense, or are you still reading here?
Unhurt, unstruck, or unbeaten. Yeah, so it's primary. It's associated with balance, calmness, and sincerity. So you have to be sincere in order to not be hurt. Absolutely. I mean, well, a lot of times people consider being, sincere in a way, like if somebody was cheating on your best friend, and you just told your best friend
cheating on you
to go after the person,
right?
Someone they're cheating on because they don't.
Someone asked me to do it before.
What?
Beat up their boyfriend.
Yeah, I know. I was there.
I was like, no. Yeah, that's your boo thing. You beat him up. I'm not. Yeah. I'm not getting involved in that. No, thank you.
Knock some sense into him.
No, he may knock some sense into both of us.